Ladies and gentlemen, there is a great wisdom in silence. There is power in discretion. The world may tell you to lay your soul bare, to share every thought, every feeling, and every past mistake, but I tell you today that is not the way of wisdom. Many women wonder why respect fades, why relationships lose their depth, why once burning love turns cold. The answer more often than not lies in what has been given away too freely. Not just in actions, but in words. Today, I will share with you 5 sacred things that a woman must keep private. 5 things that should never be spoken lightly to any man. And if you listen closely, you will see why keeping these things private will lead you to a life of greater respect, love, and dignity. Stay with me, because by the time this message is over, you will know what to guard, what to share, and what to cherish in silence. There is something captivating about mystery. When everything is laid bare, it loses its value. Imagine a precious diamond left out in the street for anyone to take. Would it be as treasured? Of course not. A woman's thoughts, emotions, and past are not meant to be displayed like an open book for just anyone to read. Ladies, emotions are powerful, but they must be protected. Pouring out every fear, insecurity, or past trauma without discernment can leave you open to harm. Some men may use your past against you. Others may lose respect if you appear too vulnerable too soon. Not every man is meant to hold the secrets of your soul. A woman's identity is not found in the approval of a man, but in the truth of who she is. If you share all your doubts, weaknesses, and deep-seated fears, you may unconsciously hand over the power of your self-worth. Keep some of your dreams, your thoughts, and your struggles between you and God. A relationship is built on mutual admiration. Oversharing can take away the sense of admiration and respect that should exist between a man and a woman. A wise woman knows what to share and what to keep to herself so that her presence always carries dignity and grace. Some things are meant to be revealed only when the time is right, if at all. A woman's past relationships, her financial situation, her deepest fears, these are not things to be laid bare without caution. Words have power, and once spoken, they cannot be taken back. Guard your words, and you will guard your heart. So I ask you today, what have you been too quick to share? What have you spoken that should have been kept close to your heart? A wise woman guards her words as she guards her heart. When you protect the sacred things within you, you walk with a confidence that cannot be shaken. May you walk in wisdom, may you stand in dignity, and may you always know the things you keep private are often the things that make you truly powerful. There is something undeniably captivating about mystery. It is the essence of what draws people in, the quiet strength that compels admiration and intrigue. Throughout history, the most revered and respected women have been those who understood the value of discretion. They carried themselves with a quiet confidence, revealing just enough to keep others engaged, yet never so much that they became predictable or ordinary. Mystery is not about deception or playing games. It is about understanding the power of restraint and knowing that not everything should be given away freely. Consider the allure of a beautiful painting. If every stroke, every shade, and every detail were explained in full, the magic would be lost. The same principle applies to a woman's thoughts, emotions, and experiences. When too much is shared too soon, what was once intriguing can become ordinary, and what was once respected can lose its value. Many women, in the name of openness and honesty, give away too much of themselves without realizing that some things are meant to be cherished, not broadcasted. There is a reason why the most powerful figures throughout history, whether queens, poets, or even beloved grandmothers, have always possessed an air of mystery. They did not lay their entire souls bare for anyone to see. Instead, they revealed themselves in layers, allowing only those who had earned their trust to see the deeper parts of their hearts. This is not about withholding love or affection. It is about understanding that wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Women who understand the power of mystery do not feel the need to overshare every thought, every past mistake, or every private dream. They recognize that not all ears deserve to hear their deepest secrets. In relationships, this wisdom is even more crucial. A woman who shares too much too soon may find that admiration fades quickly. There is something about gradual revelation that builds respect and appreciation. When a man is given everything at once, there is nothing left to discover, no journey left to take. But when a woman holds certain things back, revealing them with time, she keeps the relationship alive with a sense of curiosity and admiration. It is also important to understand that mystery does not mean being cold or distant. It simply means knowing what to share, when to share it, and with whom. A woman who carries herself with dignity and grace does not seek validation through excessive disclosure. She is confident in who she is, and she understands that her worth is not tied to how much she reveals about herself. She speaks with intention, and when she does open up, her words carry weight because they are not given away carelessly. Many women have felt the sting of oversharing, realizing too late that some things, once spoken, cannot be taken back. In friendships, in love, and even in professional settings, the ability to maintain a level of mystery is a skill that sets apart those who command respect from those who are taken for granted. Emotions are a powerful force in a woman's life. They shape her experiences, influence her decisions, and give depth to her relationships. But without the right boundaries, emotions can become a weakness rather than a strength. Many women fall into the trap of believing that love means complete transparency, pouring out every thought, every fear, every insecurity to a man in the hope of building a deeper connection. Yet, wisdom teaches otherwise. Not every emotion should be shared, and not every thought should be spoken aloud. There is a time to express, and there is a time to hold back. A woman who lacks emotional guardrails often finds herself in situations where she has given too much of herself without receiving the same in return. She may confide her deepest fears to a man who has not yet earned her trust. She may share painful past experiences with someone who does not have the maturity to handle them. And when that trust is broken or used against her, she is left feeling exposed, vulnerable, and unprotected. This is why emotional restraint is not about deception. It is about discernment. It is about knowing who is worthy of your deepest emotions and who has yet to prove themselves. Some women mistakenly believe that full disclosure will make a man love them more. They reveal everything, past heartbreaks, childhood wounds, personal struggles, without realizing that too much vulnerability too soon can overwhelm a man rather than draw him closer. A relationship needs space to breathe. It needs room for emotions to unfold naturally, not to be dumped all at once in the hope of fast-tracking intimacy. True connection is built over time, not in a single moment of confession. Moreover, some men do not know how to handle a woman's emotions. They may listen, but they do not always understand. They may listen, but they may not have the depth to truly support her. And in some cases, a woman's unguarded emotions can become ammunition in future conflicts. Words spoken in deep trust may later be twisted in moments of anger. A woman who once believed she was sharing her heart may later find that she has simply armed someone with the very words that will be used to hurt her. This is why wisdom calls for balance. A woman must protect her emotional well-being as she would guard a priceless treasure. She must learn when to express her emotions and when to process them privately. She must know which parts of her heart to reveal and which parts to keep sacred. A woman who understands this does not suppress her emotions, she masters them. She does not become a victim of her feelings, she directs them with wisdom. And in doing so, she commands a level of respect that cannot be shaken, for she has built a foundation of strength that no man can easily break. A woman's identity is not defined by the approval of a man. Her worth is not measured by how much attention she receives, nor by how much she is desired or praised. A woman's true value is rooted in something far deeper, her own understanding of who she is. Yet, many women unknowingly hand over their self-worth to the men in their lives, allowing external validation to shape how they see themselves. This is a dangerous path, for when a woman depends on a man to affirm her value, she places herself in a position of emotional vulnerability that can lead to heartbreak, disappointment, and even manipulation. Too often, women are taught, whether by culture, upbringing, or personal experience, that their worth is tied to how much they can give in a relationship. They believe that in order to be loved, they must prove their value by sacrificing their needs, their dreams, and sometimes even their self-respect. They overshare their insecurities in the hope that a man will reassure them. They reveal every flaw, every past mistake, every fear, believing that full transparency will make them more lovable. But in doing so, they place the power of their self-perception into the hands of another person, someone who may not always handle it with care. A woman who understands her own worth does not seek validation from a man. She does not need constant reassurance to feel beautiful, intelligent, or capable. She carries herself with confidence, not because a man tells her she is valuable, but because she knows she is. And because of this, she does not feel the need to reveal everything about herself in order to gain approval. She keeps parts of herself sacred, not out of secrecy, but out of respect for her own identity. When a woman depends too much on a man's opinion, she risks losing herself. She may begin to change her behavior, her interests, and even her values to align with what she thinks will keep his attention. She may hesitate to express her true thoughts or emotions out of fear that she will be judged or rejected. Over time, she may no longer recognize the woman she once was because she has shaped herself around someone else's expectations instead of standing firm in her own truth. Independence is not about rejecting love or refusing to be vulnerable. It is about knowing that love should complement a woman's life, not define it. A woman who values herself does not beg for love, nor does she compromise her dignity to keep a man interested. She understands that the right man will admire her strength, not be intimidated by it. He will respect her boundaries, not push past them. And because she does not rely on him for her sense of self, she enters a relationship not as someone desperate to be chosen, but as someone who knows she is already enough. Respect is the foundation of every healthy and lasting relationship. Without it, love fades, trust crumbles, and admiration disappears. Many women believe that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship, but love without respect is weak and unstable. A woman who commands respect is one who understands that not everything should be shared, and not every part of herself should be laid bare before a man. She knows that maintaining a sense of dignity, self-respect, and personal boundaries is essential to keeping admiration alive. One of the greatest mistakes a woman can make in a relationship is believing that oversharing creates deeper intimacy. While honesty is important, there is a difference between being open and being careless with one's personal experiences, emotions, and struggles. A woman who constantly unloads her insecurities, past mistakes, and private thoughts without discretion may find that instead of drawing her partner closer, she is actually pushing him away. When everything is revealed too easily, there is nothing left to discover. No depth, no intrigue, no sense of mystery that keeps a man invested. Men are wired to admire what they respect, and they respect what they must earn. If a woman shares too much, too soon, or without discretion, she may unknowingly devalue herself in a man's eyes. This is not because she lacks worth, but because she has failed to guard the sacred parts of herself that should only be shared with someone who has proven himself trustworthy. A man respects what he has to work for. And when a woman gives away too much of her emotional world too easily, she removes the natural process of building admiration through time and effort. A woman who values respect in her relationship knows that her words carry weight. She does not speak just to fill silence or to seek validation. Instead, she chooses her words carefully, understanding that what she shares should add value to the relationship rather than create unnecessary emotional burdens. She knows that some things should be kept between herself and God, between herself and her closest confidants, and that a man does not need to know every detail of her past, her private struggles, or her hidden fears in order to love her. When a woman maintains her sense of self-respect, she naturally commands the same from others. A man will not take her for granted, nor will he treat her as if she is ordinary. Instead, he will see her as someone to cherish, someone to protect, and someone whose presence adds value to his life. The moment a woman loses respect in a relationship, she also begins to lose influence. Her words carry less meaning, her presence becomes less special, and over time, the connection that once seemed strong begins to weaken. This is why respect must always come first. Before love, before attraction, before deep emotional connection, respect is what holds everything together. A woman who understands this does not give herself away too quickly or too freely. She stands firm in her worth. And in doing so, she ensures that the love she receives is not just passionate, but deeply rooted in lasting admiration. Words have power. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. Many women, in the name of honesty and openness, believe that sharing everything with a man will build a stronger connection. They pour out their hearts, revealing their past mistakes, insecurities, fears, and private thoughts, without considering the consequence. While vulnerability is important in a relationship, wisdom teaches that not everything should be said, and not every truth should be shared immediately or at all. There is a fine line between transparency and oversharing, and crossing that line can lead to lost respect, emotional harm, and even manipulation. Oversharing often stems from a deep desire to be understood, loved, and accepted. A woman may believe that if she tells a man everything about herself, she will earn his trust and devotion. However, in reality, too much information too soon can overwhelm a man, or even make him question whether he truly values what is being given so freely. When a woman lays her entire life bare without discretion, she removes the natural process of building intimacy over time. Relationships thrive when there is an unfolding of connection, where each stage of sharing is earned, not rushed. Another danger of oversharing is that not every man is equipped to handle a woman's deepest emotions, struggles, or past experiences. Some men may listen but not truly understand. Others may offer comfort in the moment, but later use that information against her. In moments of anger or disagreement, words spoken in trust can become weapons. A woman who has shared too much may find herself regretting the openness that once felt so freeing. This is not to say that all men are untrustworthy, but discernment is necessary. Trust should be built gradually, not given away blindly. Furthermore, a woman's past does not always need to be fully disclosed. While honesty is important, there is a difference between sharing essential truths and reliving every detail of past relationships, mistakes, or regrets. Some things are meant to remain in the past, not because they are shameful, but because they no longer define who she is today. A man who truly loves a woman will focus on who she is in the present, not on every aspect of her history. If she offers too much information about her past, she risks allowing old wounds to shape her current relationship. There is also a practical aspect to keeping certain things private. Mystery and restraint create an air of confidence and dignity. A woman who knows what to say and what to withhold commands more respect than one who feels the need to spill every thought and feeling. She maintains control over her own narrative, choosing when and how to reveal deeper parts of herself. This not only strengthens her relationships, but also protects her from unnecessary emotional pain. In the end, wisdom is knowing that not everything must be spoken. A woman who guards her words with care safeguards her heart, maintains respect, and ensures that the love she builds is based on depth, not just disclosure. A woman is blessed with intuition, a deep inner wisdom that, when nurtured, serves as a guide in every aspect of her life. This discernment is not simply a feeling or a fleeting emotion. It is a God-given ability to sense what is right, what is wrong, and what should be kept sacred. However, in a world that encourages oversharing, constant validation, and emotional exposure, many women have been led to ignore this gift. They share too much, too soon, with people who have not proven themselves trustworthy. They ignore the quiet warnings within, believing that openness always leads to closeness. But true wisdom teaches otherwise. Not everything a woman knows, feels, or experiences should be shared, especially with a man who has not earned the right to hear it. Discernment teaches her when to speak and when to remain silent, when to reveal and when to hold back. It protects her from unnecessary heartache and prevents her from placing her trust in the wrong hands. Some things are meant to be kept between a woman and God, her private thoughts, her prayers, her struggles, and her deepest desires. Not every detail of her life needs to be laid bare before another person, because not every person will cherish or protect those details the way she does. One of the greatest mistakes a woman can make is silencing her discernment in favor of emotions. She may feel deeply connected to a man, drawn to him in a way that makes her want to share everything. But feelings can be deceptive. Just because she feels close to someone does not mean they are meant to carry the weight of her heart. Just because she wants to be fully known does not mean it is wise to reveal everything at once. Discernment allows a woman to step back and ask, is this the right time? Is this the right person? Will sharing this information bring strength to my relationship, or will it bring unnecessary complications? When a woman ignores discernment, she often finds herself in situations where she regrets what she has said. She may realize too late that a man was not worthy of her trust, that he was not as invested in the relationship as she was, or that he now sees her differently because she revealed too much too soon. Once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back, and the wrong words in the wrong hands can become a source of pain rather than connection. A wise woman listens to the quiet voice within her. She does not rush to share every thought, every emotion, or every experience just because the world tells her she should. Instead, she trusts that timing, patience, and wisdom will reveal what should be spoken and what should be kept close to her heart. When she follows this God-given discernment, she walks with confidence, knowing that she has protected not only her heart, but also the sacredness of her own story. A woman's greatest strength is not in how much she shares, but in how wisely she guards the sacred parts of herself. In a world that encourages constant exposure, she must remember that true power lies in mystery, emotional discernment, self-worth, respect, and the wisdom to know what should remain private. When she understands this, she no longer seeks validation through oversharing, nor does she allow her past, her emotions, or the opinions of others to dictate her worth. Instead, she moves with quiet confidence, knowing that not every part of her life is meant to be laid bare for the world or for any man to see. There is beauty in restraint. There is dignity in privacy. And there is wisdom in knowing that not everything must be spoken. A woman who carries this understanding commands not only respect, but also a love that is deep, lasting, and built on true appreciation. She does not give herself away too easily, nor does she allow the wrong people access to the most sacred parts of her soul. She walks with grace, knowing that the right man, the right relationship, and the right path will not require her to sacrifice her self-respect in the name of intimacy. So, to every woman listening, honor your heart, guard your words, and trust in the wisdom that has been placed within you. Love deeply, but wisely. Share, but with discernment. And above all, remember that your worth is not found in how much you reveal, but in how much you understand the value of keeping some things sacred. May you walk in strength, in wisdom, and in the confidence that your heart is a treasure meant to be protected, not given away carelessly.